Next question. Select the correct combination of conditions or disorder of the following that result due to pleiotropism. Options: 1. Cystic fibrosis and hemophilia. Second one, sickle cell anemia and Turner syndrome. Third one, phenylketonuria and sickle cell anemia. Option 4, Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. Now, as we know about the pleiotropism concept, when you take a concept of a pleiotropism where one gene control more than one characters, there is a gene which will go on to control many characters. For example, just a representation: character number 1, character number 2, character number 3, etc. A gene. One gene control more than one character. This condition we going to call it a pleiotropism. First one, in the given option, cystic fibrosis will be there. This is a Mendelian disorder. Mendelian disorder, which is a gene disorder due to defective gene present on a chromosome number 7. Or further elaboration, autosomal recessive disorder. Autosomal recessive disorder, that is cystic fibrosis, Mendelian disorder, which is never be exhibited though the property of a pleiotropism. Next one, hemophilia, also known as a Bleeder's disease. Here it is a X-linked recessive disorder. X-linked recessive disorder. Yeah, so first one cannot be an answer related to the concept of a pleiotropism. Second one, sickle cell anemia, Turner syndrome. In a Turner syndrome, we know it is due to chromosomal disorder. It is a chromosomal disorder. Individual will have a 44A plus X0, or I can say due to monosomy of a allosome is responsible for what you call the Turner syndrome. So this option is wrong. When we take on the sickle cell anemia, sickle cell anemia condition is due to the defective gene which is present on a case of chromosome number 11. There is a point mutation will be there. Again, all right. Sickle cell anemia, it is due to the defective gene present on the case of chromosome number 11. It is a due to point mutation. Point mutation has taken place. Due to that, there is a change of a one amino acid in the beta chain in the 6th position. Glutamic acid is replaced by valine. That is called sickle cell anemia. Now, in a case of sickle cell anemia, due to that, there will be some identifiable features will be there. What are the identifiable features? One is a polymerization of a hemoglobin. Polymerization. ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರುವಂತದ್ದು NCERT ಪ್ರಕಾರನ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಹಿಮೋಗ್ಲೋಬಿನ್, ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಟೆಕ್ಟಾಯ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಸಹ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಟೆಕ್ಟಾಯ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ of a hemoglobin, that is also acceptable, but here I taken the word NCERT polymerization hemoglobin. Now, what is the normal shape of RBC? Now, RBC yaddu ಕೆಂಪು ರಕ್ತ ಕಣದ್ದು ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಬೈಕಾನ್ಕೇವ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಯಾವುದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಎನಿಮಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ it will become sickle shape. There will be sickle shaped RBC. Next one, oxygen carrying capacity decreases. Oxygen carrying capacity of a hemoglobin decreases. ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Because body cells suffer from the condition called hypoxia, less availability of oxygen, we call it as hypoxia. Next one, here I can say in sickle cell anemia, person will be resistant to Plasmodium falciparum. ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೋಡಿಯಂ ಫ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಪ್ಯಾರಮ್ಗೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಎನೀಮಿಯಾ where defective gene, one defective gene is present in the case of chromosome number 11 will going to influence more than one character, 1 2 3 4 character, more than 4 characters also it can control. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಎನೀಮಿಯಾ ಪ್ಲಿಯೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಸಮ್ ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಟರ್ನರ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಫೀನೈಲ್ಕೆಟೋನ್ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಇದೆ, PKU. Here PKU, it is also an autosomal recessive disorder like that of sickle cell anemia. Defective gene is present in the case of chromosome number 12. Chromosome number 12. Here there will not be any production of an enzyme called phenylalanine hydroxylase. ಒಂದು enzyme produce ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. Because of the absence of enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, person is unable to produce the tyrosine. Tyrosine produce ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. So there will be an accumulation of phenylpyruvic acid and its derivatives in the blood. ಈ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ? ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. accumulation, ACC ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, accumulation phenylpyruvic acid and its derivative in the case of blood. And these phenylpyruvic acid word ಇದೆ, ಇದು ketone body. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ there is a presence of a ketone body, ketone body in urine. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ word ketonuria. Next one, person is unable to convert the phenylalanine into tyrosine. Tyrosine cannot be forms the molecule called the melanin. Then the person will have a light colored skin. Melanin ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ಲಿ, ಲೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್. ಇನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇರ್ ಗ್ರೇ ಹೇರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿಯಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, because the phenylpyruvic acid and derivatives, person will have a mental retardation and even death will takes place. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ one gene control more than one character. Again, I'll repeat the point. Accumulation phenylpyruvic acid and derivatives in the blood. Kidney will have a poor ability to absorb this chemical compound. That's why urine will contain these derivatives. That's why we word ketonuria. Melanin is not formed. Because of that, the light colored skin, gray colored hair, plus person will have a mental retardation and even death. Hagadre one gene control more than one character. Phenylketonuria applicable. Sickle cell anemia, already I have told you it's applicable. Next one, Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome is a chromosomal disorder. Here it is individual will have a 47 chromosome. Individual will have a 44A plus XXY. 44A XXY. Never write 44A XYY. ಅದು wrong. ಅದು Jacob syndrome ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು Klinefelter syndrome. It has to be 44A plus XXY is the what you call the chromosomes. Turner syndrome 44A plus X0. So question asked is question here I had asked is the pleiotropism. So pleiotropism concept will be applicable for phenylketonuria as well as related to sickle cell anemia. Question number 46, answer is 3. Next one, identify the molecule shown below and select the right option given giving its source and use. The diagram is related or structure is related to cannabinoid. NCERT textbook ಆಗಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಮಾರ್ಫಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾನಬಿನಾಯ್ಡ್ ಎರಡೇ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು, ಎರಡು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಫಿನ್, ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಪೆಪಾವರ್ ಸಾಮ್ನಿಫೆರಮ್, sedative and painkiller. Even though all the options are correct, but the structure is not of a morphine. So A is wrong, but rest of the combinations are all correct. Option B, cocaine, erythroxylum coca, stimulant. All the combinations are correct, but it not matches with the structure. C, cannabinoid, cannabis sativa effect on the cardiovascular system. Yes, and matches with the diagram. So the diagram is a cannabinoid obtained from the cannabis sativa, hemp plant ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, effect on the cardiovascular system. Heroin, datura, and hallucinogen. No, heroin is a synthetic form, called the diacetyl morphine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Diacetyl morphine, which is obtained from the morphine by acetylation phenomena. Brown sugar anta helteve, which is not obtained from the datura. From the datura, we will going to get the compound which is have a hallucinogenic property also. So here heroin is a sedative as well as the painkiller also we can consider. So question number 47, answer is 3. Cannabinoid, that is a structure. Cannabis sativa is the source and effect on the cardiovascular system. Next question, 48th one. Parthenogenesis is a development of an organism directly from female gametes, vegetative cell, fertilized ovum, male gametes. From the male gametes, as such, for the PUC student, we never say parthenogenesis takes place. Parthenogenesis means virgin birth. Andre illi fusion of the gametes fusions ಗಳು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Without fusion of gamete, unfertilized egg ಅಂದ್ರೆ female gamete develop into new individual. Example, honeybee ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is a queen will be the queen 2n is equal to 32. It will undergo the process called oogenesis ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. oogenesis ಆದಾಗ ಇದು egg produce ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Egg is n is equal to 16. ಇಲ್ಲಿ meiosis ಆಗಿದೆ. This egg directly develop into male, that is nothing but the drone. Male drone, n is equal to 16. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು parthenogenesis. Unfertilized egg ಅಂದ್ರೆ female gamete directly develop into new individual, that is called parthenogenesis. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಲಾಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ, ಹನಿ ಬಿ ಅದು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಇಂದ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದು ಅರ್ಹೆನೋಟೋಕಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಥೆನೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಅರ್ಹೆನೋಟೋಕಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಥೆನೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಮೀನ್ ಅನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಆರ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇಂಟು ಮೇಲ್. ಅನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇಂಟು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಥೈಲೋಟೋಕಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅದ್ರ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಅರ್ಹೆನೋಟೋಕಸ್ ಬರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಹೆನೋಟೋಕಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಥೆನೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಮೀನ್ ಅನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇಂಟು ಮೇಲ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಹನಿ ಬಿ. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ತಗೊಂಡೆ ನಾನು. ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಇಂಟು ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಯರ್ we are talking about the vegetative cell which have a totipotency. Totipotency means cell having the ability to develop into new individual, which will be seen in the case of the plants, seen in the case of most of what we call the plant, which is not a parthenogenesis. Next one, fertilized ovum, fertilized egg develop into new individual, that is the part of a sexual reproduction. Yeah, so third one wrong, second one is also wrong. So given question, parthenogenesis is a development of an organism directly from, answer is 1, female gamete or from the unfertilized egg. Answer is 1. Next one, very small animal are rarely found in the polar region because option 1, low oxygen level at a polar region may not support the high metabolic rate in the smaller homeotherm. Homeotherm means organism which can maintain the constant body temperature. Second one, in small animal, thermoregulatory mechanisms are poorly developed. Third one, they have large surface area relative to their volume, so heat loss is more than heat production in them. Option 4, the climate is unpredictable in the polar region. Oxygen level in the polar region may not support the high metabolic rate. No, oxygen level will become less when we go to higher altitude, not in the case of a latitude. So first one cannot be. Small animal thermoregulator mechanism poorly developed. No. In the case of mammals, if I taken, in the case of birds, if I taken, they are a homeothermic individual or a warm blood group of organisms or endothermic group of organism. They have very well developed mechanisms will be there for homeostasis. Second sentence is also wrong. Third one, they have a large surface area relative to their volume. Idu sentence ನೆನಪಿಡಿ. Smaller animal large surface area with related to its body volume, with related to body fluid. So heat loss is more than the heat production. Here the sentence, fourth sentence, if we given as they have a larger surface area, so heat loss is more than heat production. Sentence wrong adu. Yakandre not just a surface area related to volume. Surface area by volume tagondaga matra we can say smaller animal will have a large surface area related to volume. But just surface area, no, just surface area if I taken, for example, mouse if I taken ಒಂದು ಮೌಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಒಂದು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮೌಸ್ ಇದು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಲೆಸ್, ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಮೋರ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್, ಟು ದೇರ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಇದು ನೆನಪಿಡಿ, ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ to their volume. If I compare, smaller animal will have a more surface area related to volume as compared to that of larger animals. So answer in this case, 49th one, answer is a 3. Question number 50th. Decreased level of a bile salts in the bile would interfere with the option A, 1 fat digestion, option 2 protein digestion, option 3 digestion of disaccharide, option 4 digestion of a complex carbohydrate. Now when we taken the bile salts, there will be 4 bile salts are there. Sodium glycocolate, next one potassium glycocolate, next one sodium taurocolate, and last one is potassium taurocolate. Like this, there will be 4 kinds of what you call the bile salts will be there. Now these bile salts will act like a detergent. Soap in a ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ behave ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, act like a detergent. And what they do, these what you call the bile salt reduce surface tension, not surface area, reduce surface tension of remember surface tension of large fat globule athava oil globule, reduce the surface tension of a large fat globule or oil globule and broken down into smaller globules. Hagadre the bile salts which will act like a detergents reduces the surface tension of a globule and broken the oil globule into smaller globule. That event we call it as emulsification of a fat. We call it as emulsification of a fat. So bile salt helps in the case of emulsification of fat. Question is, decrease in the level of a bile salts in the bile would interfere in the fat digestion. Correct answer, protein digestion no, digestion of disaccharide no, digestion of carbohydrate wrong. So sorry, so here answer has to be 1, fat digestion will be severely get affected. So this point you should remember, always remember, it is not the enzymatic process. Here it is a physical process where there is a reduction in the surface tension of a large oil globule. So question number 50th one, answer is 1, not answer is 3. Yeah, next question. Select the correct option related to disorder among the human being that are occur due to aneuploidy of allosomes. Down syndrome, it is autosomal aneuploidy. Here individual will have a 47 chromosome. There will be trisomy of 21st chromosome. 21st chromosome. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 21st chromosome 40 4 ಬದಲು 45 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 45 ಪ್ಲಸ್ XX ಆರ್ XY ಇರಬಹುದು. ಟರ್ನರ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ is allosomal. ಇದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಇದು ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಕ್ಲಿನಿಫೆಲ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ I discussed 44A plus XXY ಇದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಎನಿಮಿಯಾ it is a gene disorder, wrong. Phenylketonuria gene disorder, Down syndrome, correct. Next one, Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome. So given in the given question, answer will be the 4. Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome is a correct answer. Answer is a 4. Next question, a human with the 2 genes, one on each X chromosome, 2 genes, one on each X chromosome for hemophilia and 1 gene for color blindness on the X chromosome. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಒಂದು X ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್, ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು X ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್. ಎರಡು X ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ ಇದೆ, ಜೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಮೋಫಿಲಿಯಾ. 1 ಜೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್, ಇದು X ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್, ಇದು X ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಜೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀನ್ ಫಾರ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಸಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ. ಮ್ಯಾರೀಸ್ ಟು ಎ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಹೌ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಜನಿ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ yeah, so here the individual they had mentioned is a female. Individual is a female. She is having 2 X chromosome, and on 1 X chromosome she is having the hemophilia. Another gene, another X chromosome also have a hemophilia. And let me take another one C about this X only, because only on 1 X chromosome she is having the gene for color blindness. Another gene for color blindness is not there. So that means capital C I can write. I will not going to write, or otherwise it look odd while writing the concept. X and Y, male is a normal individual, is a normal individual. Now this individual produces gametes, then the gametes 1 X chromosome, gene for hemophilia, gene for color blindness. Another X chromosome with a gene for hemophilia. Here 1 X chromosome and 1 Y chromosomes. Now the fusion of the gametes takes place. X, capital H, small c, H, C and X. Similarly, X, capital H, small h, Y. Y ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂತು. ಈಗ if you observe the female, this female to be hemophilic, both the X chromosome should carry the gene for hemophilia. Then this individual will be normal female. And here also this individual will be normal female. Yake the gene for to be a color blind, both the X chromosome must carry the gene for color blindness. To be an hemophilic, both the X chromosome should carry the gene for hemophilia. Here only 1 X chromosome carry the gene for hemophilia as well color blindness. So I can write normal female, or I can write carrier female. Here also I can write carrier female, but I'll take normal female. Here this individual is a male. This male individual is gene for hemophilia also and gene for color blindness. So 50% of the male individual will be gene for hemophilia as a gene for color blind, and another 50% of the individual is what you call they have a gene for hemophilia. ಈಗ options ನೋಡುವ. Option 1, all son and daughter are hemophilic and colorblind. No, daughters are normal. So one option cannot be. 2, hemophilic and colorblind daughters. Already told you daughters are normal. So second option also wrong. Third one, 50% hemophilic colorblind son. Yes, this is the 50% of the son which are hemophilic also and colorblind also. Next one, 50% hemophilic son. Yes, this is a 50% of the son are hemophilic. So answer is a 3. Next one, 50% hemophilic daughter, 50% colorblind daughter. This is also not possible because I told you in this case, all the daughters are normal. Next one, the correct sequence of the steps in the sewage treatment is option, removal of a floating debris in a sequential filtration. Second one, removal of the soil and small pebble by sedimentation. 3, passing the primary effluent into large aeration tank. Fourth one, vigorous growth of useful aerobic microbes into flock. Yeah, when you take on the STPS, sewage treatment plant, there will be 2 treatments will be there. Here, the first 2 treatment will going to come in the case of primary treatment. Primary treatment will be there. So the next 2 will going to come in the case of what you call the secondary treatment. In a primary treatment, also known as a physical treatment. Primary treatment, also known as a physical treatment, we're going to remove the floating debris as well as what you call the pebbles, sand, all these things from the sewage. Now the effluent what will be formed by primary treatment is called primary effluent, which is going to kind of dissolve organic material. That will be passed into aeration tank. Air will be pumped and agitated continuously so that there should be a growth of aerobic microbes lead to the formation of a flock agbeku. Hagadre all the given steps given in the case of the context are in the sequence. If I taken sequence tegondre, first is a removal. Option note pede. First one is a removal of what you call the floating debris. Next one, removal of what you call the pebbles. Next one, passing the primary effluent into large aeration tank so that we can agitate, encourage the growth of aerobic microbe. Then it will be followed by the growth of aerobic microbes. So it cannot be answer 4. Answer will be 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Given in the correct sequence only, answer is a 3. This is a typing error has been happened. So 53 answer is a 3. Go to the STPS concept NCERT textbook content on the basis. Answer is a sorry. Answer is a 2. Answer is a 2, not 3. Answer is a 2. Extremely sorry. Next question. Which is not correct for methanogens? Not correct for methanogen. Statement 1. Present in the gut of several ruminant animals such as cow and buffaloes. Correct. Ruminant andre cattle, cow, buffaloes. These individuals will have 4-chambered stomach. Rumen, reticulum, omasum, obemasum ಅಂತ 4 chamber ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ rumen ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಥನೋಜನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಮೆಥನೋಕೋಕಸ್, ಮೆಥನೋಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಂ, these are the individuals will be there. So statement 1 given is correct. Second one, they are responsible for production of methanol. Methyl alcohol, no. They are responsible for the production of a methane, CH4. So responsible for production of biogas from the dung of the ruminant. Yes, that is correct. They are responsible for the production of a methane. Yes, these are correct. So in the case of context is incorrect is option 2. That is production of a methanol. No, they're going to produce the methane. And one thing always you remember, one of the common NEET examination question also, methanogens are obligatory anaerobes. They're obligatory anaerobes. They strictly depend upon grow in the anaerobic conditions only. Next one, the shorter and longer arm of submetacentric chromosome are referred as. This diagram. This diagram nodidre idu submetacentric chromosome. Centromere is not present exactly in the center. Due to that, on one side we're going to get the short arm. Short arm. Short ige ಇನ್ನೊಂದು word pitite anta. We call it a pitite. That's why the alphabet P. P stand for pitite arm, short arm. In the alphabet sequence, English alphabet sequence, P is letter is followed by the alphabet Q. That's why this is the long arm. Long arm is known as a Q arm. Long arm known as a Q arm. Q because comes after the alphabet P. This point you should remember. This is a question got appeared. The shorter and a longer arm of submetacentric chromosomes are referred as short arm is a P arm, long arm as a Q arm respectively. So 55 answer is a 1. Next question, 56 one. Which of the following can act as a biological response modifier to activate the immune system and help in destroying the tumor? Cancer treatment alli idun use agutte anta. Interleukin, alpha interferon, monoclonal antibody, heptins anta. Heptin cannot be an answer. Heptin andre partial antigen anta. Antigen are those chemical are those things which are provoke the immune system to produce antibody. Partial antigen mean they do not have that ability to provoke the immune system. They have to combine other protein, that is called heptin. Adilla. Monoclonal antibody. Now this word is become very popular for the treatment of even COVID also. They're thinking about using the monoclonal antibody. Illi ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಇಂದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಈ ಸೆಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ these are the clones of one kind of a cell which has all the cells has the ability to produce antibody. That is called monoclonal antibody. Monoclonal antibody as such is not been there in our syllabus from 2015 onwards. NCERT syllabus ಬಂದ ನಂತರ monoclonal antibody word ಇಲ್ಲ. So monoclonal antibody ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Interleukin ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ. So interleukin is a kind of a cytokine. A kind of a cytokine. In the innate immunity, physical barrier, physiological barrier, cellular barrier ಮತ್ತೆ cytokine barrier ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಾವು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ಲ್ಯೂಕಿನ್. ಇಂಟರ್ಲ್ಯೂಕಿನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಟರ್ಲ್ಯೂಕಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸೆಲ್ which will act on another cell. For example, there is a cell called helper T cell antide. Helper T cell ನಾವು AIDS related concept study ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Helper T cell produces an interleukin IL2 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Interleukin 2. When helper T cell produces interleukin 2, there will be B cells under B lymphocyte and T lymphocytes will going to multiply. There will be increase in the number of a B cell also and T cells also. So this is nothing but the interleukin. Interleukin is a kind of a cytokine. Whether it will be used in the case of a tumor treatment, no. NCERT prakara alpha interferon word is there nama textbook alli. Alpha interferon is being used to what do you call it? They destroy the tumor because they have the ability to modify biological response of the immune system. So question number 56, the answer is a 2, alpha interferon. Alpha interferon ಬಂತು MCQ exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತದೆ. ಬೀಟಾ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗಾಮಾ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. Next question, 57th one from the locomotion movement chapter. Foramen magnum, occipital condyles are found in. Now, foramen magnum, the large opening present in the case of human skull through which brain continue as a spinal cord. Spinal cord ಏನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಇಂದ, ಅದು ಸ್ಕಲ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೋಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳೋದು foramen magnum ಅಂತ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ occipital condyle, these two structure ಡೈಕಾಂಡೈಲ್ ಸ್ಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಗೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಇದು ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಯಾವ ಬೋನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ? ಪ್ಯಾರೈಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್, ಇಥ್ಮಾಯ್ಡ್ ಬೋನ್, ಸ್ಪಿನಾಯ್ಡ್ ಬೋನ್, ಆಸಿಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ಫ್ರಂಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್, ಇದು ಪ್ಯಾರೈಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್, ಇದು ಟೆಂಪೋರಲ್ ಬೋನ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಿಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್. ಒಂದು ಆಸಿಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಆಸಿಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ there will be foramen magnum, occipital condyle. Again repeat, ಇದು frontal front, ಇದು parietal side, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿವಿ ಹತ್ರ ಬರೋದು ಟೆಂಪೋರಲ್, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಬರೋದು ಆಸಿಪಿಟಲ್ ಬೋನ್ ಅಂತ. ಒಳಗಡೆ there will be sphenoid bone, ಅದರ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿಟ್ಯುಟರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಇಥ್ಮಾಯ್ಡ್ ಬೋನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So on the basis, question number 57 answer is a 4, that is called occipital bone, have both foramen magnum and occipital condyle. Next question, What is the correct sequence of the part of the eye that light ray crosses in reaching the retina? Pupil, cornea, aqueous humor, lens, vitreous humor. Second, lens, cornea, aqueous humor, vitreous humor, pupil. Option 3, aqueous humor, vitreous humor, cornea, pupil, lens. Option 4, cornea, aqueous humor, pupil, lens, vitreous humor. Answer has to be the fourth one is the answer. Cornea, which is the anterior, what call the transparent sclera part, which is non-vascular. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಾರ್ನಿಯಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್ ಈಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು aqueous humor, which is present in the aqueous chamber. Aqueous humor is present in the aqueous chamber ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಂತರ ಬರೋದು pupil, which is present in front of the lens. Lens, between the lens and the last one is a retina, there is a vitreous humor. So light has to passes from cornea, aqueous humor, then pupil, because in a pupil there is a iris will going to come. Iris will going to regulate the size of the pupil and helps in the focusing the light. Then there is a lens will be there. From the lens, the light passes to the vitreous humor and falls on the retina, and inverted image is created. So question number 58 one answer is a 4. Question number 59th one. Which one of the following association exampled for the interaction like commensalism? Option 1, mycorrhizae between fungi and roots of the higher plant. In the mycorrhizae between fungi and roots of higher plant, where both the individuals get benefited. Fungi will going to get the nutrient, roots will going to get the phosphorus ಅಥವಾ phosphate from the soil, protect the root from the root-borne pathogens, and will going to make the plant resistant to drought and toxic chemical compound also. Where both the individuals are benefited, plus and plus will be there, it cannot be commensalism. Lichens between algae and fungi. In case of a algae, will going to get the nutrients from what you call the fungi, because they'll be absorbed. Algae synthesize the food on which the fungi are dependent. Where I can say symbiotic association, both the individuals get benefited. Another way of understanding is helotism ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೆಲೋಟಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಹೆಲೋಟಿಸಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ one individual make the another individual its a slave. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಗೈ ಆಲ್ಗೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆಗ ಆಲ್ಗೆ ಇದರ ಸ್ಲೇವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಲೋಟಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ, ಇದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ symbiosis only, where both the individuals are get benefited. Next one, so it cannot be. Ophrys speculum and bumblebees. Ophrys speculum will going to get the help from bumblebees in the case of pollination. Bumblebees will going to get the shelter for its what you call the eggs. Cannot be. Orchid growing on the mango branch. So here the orchid and mango growing on the mango branch, where the mango plant will not going to get benefited. Beneficial will be there for only for the orchid plant. So commensalism's concept. So question number 59th one answer is a D. This is one of the very popular, very common question about the orchid growing on the mango branch. Common question both in Karnataka CET and NET. The last question. Select the correct combination regarding the hormone and their action. Option the hormone and action. First one, A. Insulin promote the cellular uptake of glucose and thus increase blood glucose level. Option 2, parathyroid hormone promote the bone reabsorptions of a calcium by renal tubule and reabsorption of a calcium from digested food. C, glucagon inhibit the cellular uptake of glucose, thus decrease the blood glucose level. Option D, melanocyte stimulating hormone, very important role regulating the 24 hours or diurnal rhythm of our body. Now, if you take on the concept, insulin promote the cellular uptake of glucose. Yes, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ನೀಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ, GLUT4 ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಬಯೋಮೊಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. GLUT4 that will going to get activated in presence of insulin and make the cell to uptake the glucose. When glucose blood in the more and more ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಾಗ blood glucose level ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So insulin decreases the blood glucose level. That's why insulin known as hypoglycemic factor. Hypoglycemic factor. First sentence ಇದು ರಾಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಪಾರಾಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಪಾರಾಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಥೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅಂತ. ಪಾರ್ಥೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ PTH ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. PTH ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲಿಪ್ಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಲಿಪ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್. ಕಾಲಿಪ್ಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ನನಗೆ ತಿಳಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ 2012-13 ಕಾಮೆಡ್ ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. 8 to 11 milligram per deciliter is a normal calcium level of the human blood. This is maintained by one is a partho hormone and another one is a calcitonin. Calcitonin decrease the blood calcium level, partho hormone increase the blood calcium level. So promote the bone reabsorption and reabsorption of calcium in the renal tubule, reabsorption calcium from digested food. Yeah, this is the correct point. Then I can consider partho hormone since it increases the blood calcium level. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೋನ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ, ರೀನಲ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇಂದ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ, ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಫುಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಪಾರ್ಥೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೈಪರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹೈಪರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಹೈಪರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾರಾಥೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಹೈಪೋಕ್ಯಾಲಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಟೋನಿನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೈಪೋಗ್ಲೈಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್. ಹೈಪರ್ ಗ್ಲೈಸಿಮಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಲುಕಾಗಾನ್. ಈಸಿ ವೇ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್. Yeah, next one, glucagon inhibit the cellular uptake of glucose and thus decrease the blood glucose level. No, glucagon increase the blood glucose level. Just now I told you, I can say this one is hyperglycemic factor, increase the blood glucose level. No. D, melanocyte stimulating hormone, MSH, very important role, regulation of 24 hours or diurnal rhythm of our body. No, this is not the function of a melanocyte. The diurnal rhythm or regulation 24 hours of the body is under the control of a hormone called a melatonin, a amine hormone secreted by pineal gland. ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪೀನಿಯಲ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಐ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಸಿಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಆ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಎವೇಕ್ ಸೈಕಲ್, ನಿದ್ರೆಯದ್ದು ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಸೊ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಒನ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಾಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ 2, that is parathyroid hormone increases blood calcium level. So this is the some questions according to me which may be helpful for you in preparing for the Karnataka CET. Karnataka CET exams ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಏನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಶಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೇ ಗಾಡ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್, ಸ್ಟಡಿ ವೆಲ್, ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ವೆಲ್, and before going to the examinations, this is my humble request, have a proper sleep on the previous day of examination, read NCERT. NCERT is more than sufficient. Examples, ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ MCQ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ CET ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ NCERT ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ NCERT ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಆದಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಹಳೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನಾ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳು ಏನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ CET ಬಹಳ ಈಸಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಳಿದಿರುವಂತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 4 ರಿಂದ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬರುವ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅಂಕಗಳನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ our side, I wish you all of you all the best. May God bless you all. Thank you.